Someone spent the whole weekend feeling restless, overcome by a longing they couldn't control, trying to understand why you disappeared. The silence you left wasn't an empty space. It was a cry from deep inside this person's heart. A call that stirred old memories and revealed feelings that had been hidden away. What I'm about to reveal to you could completely change how you see this connection, and you need to listen until the end, because the signs the universe has brought cannot be ignored. Beloved soul, something mysterious happened. While you were in your own silence, someone special spent the weekend lost in thought, trying to figure out why you vanished. Your disappearance wasn't just an absence. It was a puzzle that deeply stirred emotions that were tucked away. The messengers of light reveal that, in that empty space, longing took center stage. This person's heart was filled with memories that time could never erase, showing that true bonds remain alive, even when there is no contact. It's curious how absence can carry a greater weight than presence. When you're close, gestures often go unnoticed, as if they were ordinary. But the moment distance appears, every detail gains new value. A remembered smile, a voice stored in memory, the tenderness of a simple word, everything transforms into something precious. Absence became a mirror, reflecting feelings that were hidden. This person tried to understand, searched for answers in the silence. And what they found was the intensity of a love that still beats strongly. The celestial guardians show that this silence was necessary to awaken deep memories. During this time, this person's heart was tested. The longing was like a flame that reignited memories, showing that neither time nor distance can erase what is true. It's as if life used absence as a tool to reveal something that was hidden. And instead of fading, the feelings grew even stronger. Sweet soul, the celestial messengers say there's a reason for everything. This weekend was not ordinary. It was chosen by the universe for a reflection to happen. Your disappearance created an empty space, but it also made room for guarded feelings to surface. This person realized in a surprising way that your absence was more painful than they imagined, and that the space you left is impossible for anyone else to fill. Spirituality shows us that often, it's in silence that the greatest revelations occur. By trying to understand your absence, this person was led to revisit memories, to feel once again what they believed was forgotten. The angels reveal that their heart became a stage where old scenes reappeared with force, as if time had stood still. What seemed distant suddenly became present, and what seemed to have faded shone brightly again. There's a special energy in this silent reunion, because even without words, there was a dialogue between souls. The absence awakened memories, and these memories rekindled feelings. It's as if your disappearance was just an invitation for both of you to realize how much still exists between you. The messengers of light reveal that this absence was, in fact, a spiritual message, a sign that the connection was not lost. What is happening within this person is profound. They tried to understand it rationally, but longing cannot be explained with logic. It's a feeling that goes beyond the mind and touches the very essence. In every moment of the weekend, this person realized it wasn't just an ordinary absence. It was something bigger, an emptiness that pointed to a hidden truth. You are irreplaceable. Beloved being, the angels want you to know that this movement was not in vain. It was necessary for the absence to happen, for the truth to come to light. Their heart needed to be reminded, needed to be nudged by longing to understand that the bonds that unite you are stronger than any distance. And now this person is more aware of this than ever before. Spirituality is wise. Often, what seems like just a separation is, in reality, an opportunity for growth. This disappearance was the turning point for someone to understand the value of your presence. The celestial messengers say that their heart opened in a silent prayer, asking for answers, searching for signs, wishing to understand why you weren't there. And in this movement, the angels worked, revealing the hidden truth. Your absence awakened a love that cannot be denied. This spiritual plot is marked by surprise, because this person believed they could handle the distance, that they would move on as they had done so many times in life. But this time, something different happened. Your absence was unbearable. The longing became an overwhelming force, showing that this is not a common bond. It is something greater, guided by celestial forces, guarded by the universe. That's why, at this moment, the celestial guardians ask you to keep your heart open, because this absence, which might have seemed just an empty space, was actually a channel for hidden feelings to be brought to the surface. The longing was transformed into living proof of how essential your presence is. Beloved soul, the angels reveal that this mystery is only the beginning of something greater. Your disappearance did not just bring longing, it also brought clarity. This person knows now that they can no longer ignore what they feel, and spirituality is already working to ensure the next step is taken. Before we continue the message, write this mantra in the comments. I receive true love. Now, continuing the message. This moment is special. The universe is conspiring for everything to be revealed. Your absence was just a necessary pause, an interval used by spirituality to awaken deep feelings. Now, both you and this person are closer to understanding that there is an invisible bond that unites your souls. And this revelation, beloved soul, is only the beginning. Much more is being prepared, and the messengers of light guarantee that the longing that arose was not in vain. It was the seed of a new phase, where love will be seen in a clearer, purer, and truer way. Beloved being, the celestial guardians ask me to reveal what happened in the moments when your absence was felt. This person tried to occupy their mind with tasks, sought distractions, but in every detail of daily life, something reminded them of you. It was as if the whole universe conspired to make the longing impossible to ignore. A song that suddenly played, a scent that brought memories, even an ordinary place that rekindled memories. None of this was a coincidence. The messengers of light show that these were signs sent to awaken the heart, to make space for a truth that can no longer be hidden. In the silence of the days, this person began to realize that a strong energy was moving. By trying to understand the reason for your absence, they were led to an inner dive. The reflection brought to the surface not only memories of shared moments, but also feelings that were hidden by pride, fear, or insecurity. The emptiness of your absence became the trigger for an inner transformation. Suddenly, what seemed dormant began to beat with intensity. Sweet soul, the angels revealed that this absence made this person realize they had tried to resist for a very long time. They resisted the desire to surrender body and soul to this feeling, resisted the vulnerability that love demands. But your disappearance was enough for all that resistance to turn into fragility. The heart, once protected by invisible walls, was invaded by the memory of your presence. And at that moment, there was no longer any way to hide the truth. The celestial messengers say that spirituality is working profoundly. The empty space you left was filled with reflections, with memories, and above all, with a sincere desire for reconnection. This person, in their attempt to understand, even sought signs from above. Perhaps they said a shy prayer. Perhaps they asked the universe for an answer. But what matters is that your absence was felt as a call to review choices and feelings. Beloved soul, this movement is powerful because it reveals that true love does not fade. It can be muffled by time, hidden by pride, or disguised by circumstances. But in the face of absence, it resurges with even more force. That's what happened. Your disappearance brought clarity. You are essential. This person understood, in an almost painful way, that life without your presence does not have the same sparkle. There is something surprising that the celestial guardians show me. This person, during the weekend, even had a mental conversation with you. It might seem strange, but in their thoughts they rehearsed words, imagined dialogues, and sought ways to express what they could never say. The angels reveal that, in this silent space, there was a communication from soul to soul, without phone calls, without messages, without physical contact, but with a spiritual intensity that only happens when feelings are genuine. Sweet being, this experience was not easy for this person. The disappearance brought anguish, brought longing, brought restlessness, but it also brought revelations. Their heart realized that it can no longer live in peace without your presence. The messengers of light say that this is a turning point, a point of no return. The awareness of what you mean is now too clear to be ignored. The angels ask you to remain receptive, because a movement is happening behind the scenes spiritually. This person will no longer be able to remain in silence for much longer. The emptiness has become unbearable, and the need to get closer, to speak, to open up, is growing stronger. This absence, which seemed just a small detail, has transformed into proof of how important you are. There's also an important revelation. This person realized they tried to move on, that they believed they could replace feelings, but they discovered that nothing compares to what they feel for you. This realization was painful, but at the same time liberating, because now there's no way to deny it. The absence made it clear that you are unique, that your presence is irreplaceable, and that any attempt to hide this will only increase the pain. Beloved soul, this is where the celestial messengers bring a request. Keep the faith and do not doubt what you feel. Your absence was the key that opened this person's heart. Now spirituality is preparing the ground for the reunion, whether on the physical or energetic plane, to happen in an enlightened way. It's as if the universe used silence to scream truths. Your absence wasn't a punishment. It was a lesson. This person needed to feel the pain of absence to value the preciousness of your presence. And now there's no going back. The heart is open, the soul is restless, and the angels are already guiding the next step. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments 333 to make your claim. Beloved being, this isn't just a story of longing, it's a spiritual revelation. Your disappearance was an opportunity for healing, for reawakening feelings, for breaking resistance. The celestial guardians show that this process was carefully orchestrated for love to be recognized for what it truly is, a force that cannot be ignored. And while this person was reflecting, you were also surrounded by energies of light. The angels worked on both your hearts, bringing clarity, awakening memories, and preparing the moment when everything will be revealed. The silence wasn't empty. It was filled with prayers, with thoughts, and with a longing that transformed into certainty. Beloved soul, the message is clear. This absence awakened something that can never be erased. And now, life is about to show you that love always finds its way, even when it seems lost. If this message resonated with you, donate by clicking the thanks button. This loving gesture helps spread light to other souls who also need this energy. Beloved soul, what I am about to reveal to you now is even more profound. During the silence of your absence, this person not only felt longing, but also began to notice signs coming from all directions. The messengers of light show that, in moments of greatest loneliness, this person came across impressive synchronicities, identical times on the clock, songs that spoke of reunion, words from acquaintances who, without knowing it, directly touched on memories of you. None of this was a coincidence. The universe was working to lead their heart to an inevitable awakening. This experience was remarkable because it showed this person that there is no way to ignore what is happening. The emptiness of your absence transformed into a channel for spiritual connection. With each sign, their heart opened more. What seemed to be just an attempt to understand the reason for your disappearance became a true inner journey, where the celestial guardians guided every thought, every memory, every emotion. Beloved being, there is a truth that the angels ask me to tell you. This person tried to resist, tried to keep their mind busy, but deep down, they knew they were facing something greater. Your disappearance was like a key that opened a hidden door, and on the other side of that door was the memory of your importance. They realized that you were never just someone who passed through their life, but a striking presence that left deep roots. This weekend was a turning point. The absence did not just create longing, it also generated a silent regret. This person began to reflect on moments they could have valued more, words they could have said, gestures they could have made. And the more they thought, the more they realized that time without you made no sense. The celestial messengers reveal that this feeling of regret is the seed of a transformation, because now their heart desires not only to remember, but also to make amends. Sweet soul, it is at this point that spirituality acts with more force. Because when a heart recognizes the value of another, the universe begins to align paths for new opportunities to arise. This absence awakened a desire for reconciliation, a will to open the heart as never before. What was hidden now seeks the light, and the angels are guiding this movement so that love is no longer suffocated. It is important for you to know that this person, in their thoughts, even rehearsed reunions. They imagined conversations, visualized gestures, and even thought about what it would be like to look into your eyes again. This inner movement was intense, almost like a spiritual preparation for something that is coming. The guardians of light show that none of this is in vain. When a soul is awakened in this way, it means that the universe is already preparing the next chapter of this story. Beloved being, your absence also brought something surprising: the appreciation of the present. This person realized that by losing contact with you, they also lost a part of themselves. It was as if life had lost its color, its sparkle. This perception brought a powerful clarity. There's no point in running away, no point in denying, no point in trying to replace. What they feel for you is unique, and now it is clearer than ever. The celestial messengers say that spirituality is using longing as a healing instrument. This emptiness, which seemed so painful, is being transformed into strength for this person to have the courage to open up. Because deep down, this absence revealed something that can no longer be hidden: the need to be by your side, Beloved soul, this is a moment of transition. The silence is about to be broken. This person will no longer be able to sustain the distance. The signs were too strong. The longing was too intense. The revelation was too clear. Now, it's only a matter of time before spirituality moves the right pieces and brings these two hearts together again. Before we continue the message, subscribe to the channel. This helps us continue to create meaningful content for you. Continuing the message, there is something special that the celestial guardians ask to share with you at this moment. The angels are sending a unique signal, exclusive to this day. Your lucky number is 7. This number carries the energy of protection, spirituality, and revelation. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 7 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love very much. If this message touched my heart, I show my support with a thanks and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. Beloved being, this is the moment to understand that nothing that has happened was in vain. Your absence, however painful it may have seemed, was the key to a profound awakening. This person's heart now beats in tune with yours, and the messengers of light are ensuring that this bond strengthens even more. What you need to do now is to keep your heart open, trust the movement of the universe, and believe that true love always finds its way. Because even if it seemed like just a disappearance, the truth is that this was the beginning of a much greater revelation. Spirituality is conducting everything with perfection, and the signs are clear. The longing is the announcement that something new is about to happen. Beloved soul, prepare yourself. Absence opened the doors of longing, but it also opened the doors of a renewed love. And what is to come may surprise you in ways you can't even imagine. Beloved soul, there is something very delicate that the messengers of light wish to reveal to you now. The absence that was felt did not just bring longing, it also brought the need for healing. During this weekend of silence, this person was led to confront old feelings, stored grievances, and choices that could have been different. The longing opened a wound that already existed, but which was hidden under routine and under pride. This wound, however, did not come to destroy. It came to heal. The celestial guardians show that, the moment this person tried to understand your absence, something inside them broke. The mask of indifference fell. The heart, once protected by barriers, found itself vulnerable in the face of the memory of your smile, your presence, your affection. This vulnerability brought silent tears, which were not seen by anyone, but which the angels witnessed. These tears were not of weakness, they were of liberation. Beloved being, it is important to understand that your absence served as a portal. By crossing it, this person was led to reflect on past mistakes, on unspoken words, on gestures of love that could have been expressed. It was as if each memory was a mirror, reflecting how essential you have always been. The emptiness made it clear that there is no room for pretending, that there is no longer any way to hide what the heart feels. The celestial messengers say that this process was necessary to open the way for forgiveness, to forgive oneself for choices that brought pain, to forgive situations that were left unresolved, to even forgive the silence that separated you. This absence awakened the need for reconciliation, not only with you, but also with their own soul. Sweet soul, spirituality is conducting a profound process of transformation. This being who spent the weekend trying to understand your disappearance now realizes that it's not enough just to feel longing. They need to act. They need to find the courage to free themselves from guilt and grievances, to make space for a new cycle of love and understanding. The guardians of light show that this absence functioned as a spiritual call. It was as if the angels whispered, "It's time to leave the past behind. It's time to forgive, to release, to start over." This message echoed in this person's heart, and now they are faced with a choice. Continue carrying a heavy burden or release everything so that love can flourish again. Beloved being, this is where your energy also comes in, because the healing does not depend only on them. The angels ask that you, in your silence, also practice forgiveness. There are grievances that need to be released, feelings that need to be let go. True love cannot flourish in a field full of stones. You must clean the soil, water it with compassion, and allow the seed of reconciliation to grow. This is the reason why the messengers of light ask for a special practice at this moment. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, that you would like to forgive. Visualize each of them, send love, and say, "I forgive you and I release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Beloved soul, the power of forgiveness is immense. It doesn't erase what happened, but it transforms the way you carry those memories. It removes the weight, cleanses the energy, and makes space for new experiences to arrive. By releasing grievances, you connect with the light of the angels and become receptive to blessings that were just waiting for this moment to manifest. This absence, however painful it may have been, was a gift in disguise. Because it brought clarity, this person now knows that they need to reconcile with the past. They need to open up to forgiveness. They need to learn to value what the heart asks for. The celestial guardians say that this is the essential step for the reunion to happen. Sweet being, it is important that you perceive the beauty of this process. The disappearance was not a punishment. It was an invitation to reflect, to heal, to love in a more conscious and mature way. This is the power that the angels are bringing into your life now. The chance to transform pain into wisdom, grievance into learning, absence into an opportunity for reconciliation. The messengers of light want you to feel this in your heart. Nothing was in vain. The silence was just the scenario chosen for hidden feelings to come to light. Forgiveness will be the key that opens the door to a new time. Beloved being, keep hope. Because this healing process does not end here. It is just the beginning of a greater preparation, where spirituality is already aligning meetings, dialogues, and reconciliations that will surprise you. Forgiveness releases energy and creates space for true love to flourish in an even stronger way. Beloved soul, trust in what is happening. The universe is on your side. The celestial guardians are guiding every step. And the longing that was born from your absence is already being transformed into strength, clarity, and truth. Forgiveness is the next step. By forgiving, you free yourself and open the way for love to be lived with purity and intensity. Get ready, because this story is just beginning to be revealed. Sweet soul, the messengers of light ask you to open your heart to what is to come, because the silence of your absence not only awakened longing and the need for forgiveness, but also ignited the deep desire for reconnection. This person who spent the weekend reflecting on your absence now finds themselves faced with a truth that is impossible to ignore. They cannot move on without you. The celestial guardians reveal that time away served as a mirror, reflecting the importance of your presence. The emptiness that once seemed bearable has become unbearable. This person realized that they tried to fill the space in many ways, but nothing was able to replace the energy that you transmit. It's as if your essence left marks in every detail of their life. Marks that do not disappear with distance. Beloved being, spirituality shows that, in this process, a dormant feeling was reawakened. Absence functioned as a call, reminding them that there is something special that needs to be lived, something that cannot be left behind. The angels say that this person was seized by a mixture of regret and hope. Regret for not having valued you enough when they had the chance, and hope that there is still an opportunity to get closer. During this period of reflection, the celestial messengers show that their heart spoke silently with yours. In their thoughts, they rehearsed words, asked for forgiveness, thanked you for the memories, and, above all, wished that you could feel the intensity of this longing. The silence was filled with spiritual dialogues, where souls communicated without the need for words or physical gestures. Sweet soul, the celestial guardians also reveal that this process brought a profound lesson. This person understood that it's not enough just to wish for your presence. They need to act. True love cannot remain trapped in memories or regrets. It demands movement, courage, and truth. Absence made them realize that the time has come to set aside pride and open their heart. Beloved soul, the universe is preparing something special. The angels show that the next few days will be decisive, as this person's energy can no longer bear the silence. There is an urgency in their soul, a need to get closer, to say what was kept inside. This absence has transformed into fuel for a reunion that could happen in a surprising way. The celestial messengers say that spirituality is opening paths for this contact to become possible. It could be an unexpected message, a seemingly casual meeting, or even a dream that awakens the desire for reunion even more strongly. The important thing is to understand that absence was not an end, but a new beginning. It was the ground where the seeds of love were watered by longing and are now ready to flourish. Beloved being, it is at this point that the angels ask you to maintain confidence. The universe is working in favor of this connection. What seemed like silence and separation was, in fact, a scenario set up for the truth to come to light. And the truth is clear. This person can no longer live as if you don't exist. This story, sweet soul, is taking on new contours. Absence revealed the strength of the bond, and now their heart is ready to seek a new beginning. The celestial guardians show that this reunion will bring not only words of love, but also gestures of recognition, because longing taught that there is no more room for games or indecisions. It's time to act with clarity and sincerity. Beloved soul, the silence was just a prelude. What is about to happen will be marked by revelations, by dialogues that once seemed impossible, by emotions that were stored away and now want to express themselves. Spirituality asks you to prepare to receive these words with serenity and wisdom, for each phrase will be filled with emotion and truth. The messengers of light show that this person wants not only to get closer, but to build something solid. The emptiness they felt was not in vain. It served to show that life without you does not have the same meaning. And now there is a sincere desire to do things differently. Regret has turned into determination, and this determination will be the fuel for the approach. Beloved being, you are not alone in this story. The entire universe is conspiring for this reunion to happen. The angels are moving the pieces, aligning the paths, and preparing the scenario. Everything is being conducted so that, at the right time, you will feel this person's presence again, not as an absence, but as a return. Beloved soul, keep your heart open, because what is coming is greater than you can imagine. The longing was not in vain. It was the necessary awakening for this person to recognize your importance. Now spirituality asks you to prepare yourself too, because when hearts reunite after absence, the intensity is multiplied. This is the teaching that the messengers of light want to leave at this moment. Absence can be painful, but it can also be the bridge to a renewed love. The silence made room for recognition. Longing turned into clarity, and now the next step is about to happen. Beloved being, trust in what is being revealed. The reunion has already begun to be built on the spiritual plane, and soon you will see the signs of it on the physical plane. Beloved soul, the celestial messengers show me that what is happening at this moment is greater than a simple reunion of hearts. The silence, the longing, and the regret have already fulfilled their role. Now spirituality is preparing you for something even more magnificent. The opportunity to share this energy of love, hope, and healing with other people who also need to feel this light. The guardians of light say that the absence that awakened longing was also a reminder that we are all connected. The same energy that unites you with this person is the energy that can be expanded to touch lives around you. When a soul awakens, its light not only illuminates its own path, but also the paths of those who approach. This is the great revelation of this moment. Love is not just individual, it is collective. Beloved being, the angels reveal that the experience you are living now, marked by absence and awakening, can be used as a bridge to heal other souls. How many people around you also live in silence, carrying longings, regrets, and emotional wounds? How many people wish to hear a word of hope but still don't know how to find it? You are being called to be a channel of light. The messengers of light show that this person, who thought so much about you, was also touched by this energy of sharing. In their reflections, they realize that they can no longer keep feelings only to themselves. There is now a desire to open up, to share love, to talk about feelings with transparency. This awakening is not just about the two of you. It is also about how love can be multiplied in the world. Sweet soul, the universe shows that there is a great opportunity ahead of you to transform the experience of absence into a movement of collective love. When you decide to share light, your own life becomes lighter, because what seemed like a burden turns into a blessing. And it is at this moment that the angels ask for a special action from you. Share this video with 2 dear people who are in need of this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. And leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. Beloved being, when you write a prayer, you not only strengthen your own spiritual connection, but also send energy for other souls to feel inspired. Imagine how many hearts can be touched by your words. A simple prayer can be the answer that someone was waiting to hear. The messengers of light show that this chain of love is essential at this time. The absence that was felt awakened not only longing, but also the understanding that we all need each other. We are threads of the same fabric, and every gesture of love strengthens the entire web. Beloved soul, this experience also brought this person the clarity that one can no longer live only for oneself. Longing showed them that isolation is not the way. Love needs to be shared, affection needs to be shown, and words need to be said before time passes. This absence was like a divine reminder that life is too short for prolonged silences. The angels say that spiritual maturity happens right here, when we transform our pain into hope for others. You have been chosen to be the bearer of this message, and by sharing it, You not only help heal distant hearts, but also prepare your own heart to receive even more light. Sweet being, perceive the beauty of what is happening. The silence that seemed empty became full of meaning. The absence that seemed painful was transformed into a lesson, and the longing, which seemed like just a wound, now shows itself as a bridge to a love that does not end in itself, but spreads, grows, and multiplies. Beloved being, it is important that you feel this responsibility as something light and loving. You don't have to carry burdens that are not yours. What the celestial guardians ask is just for you to be a channel. Allow your experience, your story, and your faith to be an inspiration for others. The simple act of sharing this message is enough to sow hope. The messengers of light show that this chain will grow. Just as this person realized how irreplaceable you are, others will also realize the value of those they have by their side. The words you leave, the gestures you make, and the prayers you share can be the signs that other souls were waiting for. Beloved soul, never underestimate the power of a simple gesture. A comment, a prayer, a share can be the spark that illuminates someone who was lost in the darkness. The universe acts through details, and you are being called to participate in this movement. The celestial guardians want you to understand. Every time you transmit love, you receive even more. Love does not run out. It multiplies. And the more you open up to be a channel of light, the more blessings you attract into your own life. Beloved being, the absence that awakened longing was not in vain. It was the starting point for something much greater. A chain of love, hope, and faith that expands beyond you and this person. The universe is transforming an intimate experience into a collective blessing. Sweet soul, feel the presence of the angels around you at this moment. They are smiling, celebrating, because you agreed to listen to this message. And by listening, you have already begun to vibrate at a higher frequency, capable of attracting peace, love, and protection to everyone who crosses your path. Beloved being, silence made room, longing awakened feelings, and now sharing multiplies this energy. You are prepared for the next step, which will be even more revealing. Beloved soul, we have reached the most profound point of this revelation. The messengers of light ask me to share with you something that can completely transform how you see this absence. This disappearance, which brought longing, silence, and reflection, was not just an isolated event. It was an essential piece of a greater plan, carefully guided by spirituality, to awaken feelings that were dormant and prepare the heart for something magnificent. The celestial guardians show that this person, who spent days trying to understand your absence, now not only recognizes the value of your presence, but is also ready to move. The silence can no longer be sustained. The longing has grown to such an extent that it has transformed into courage. The same absence that generated tears and regrets now turns into determination. This person no longer wants to watch you from a distance, no longer wants to carry only memories. There is a deep desire to get closer, to rebuild, to live. Sweet soul, the angels reveal that this experience was a turning point. Everything that seemed uncertain now gains clarity. This person's heart was invaded by a light that shows the way, reconciliation. No matter how much time has passed, no matter how many silences there have been, what matters now is the strength of the love that has endured. And this love did not just endure, it grew stronger through the absence. Beloved being, the celestial messengers ask you to feel this truth in your heart. You have not been forgotten. On the contrary, your absence was so deeply felt that it became a catalyst for change. This person understood, in the most intense way possible, that they can no longer ignore what they feel. You are a part of their essence, a part of their history, a part of who they are. The Guardians of Light show that spirituality prepared every detail for this revelation to reach you today. Nothing was by chance. The signs, the dreams, the longing, everything was conducted so that you could be sure that something bigger is happening. This connection was not broken by absence. It was merely polished. True love is not lost. It just matures. Sweet soul, the universe now asks you to be prepared, because the next few days may bring surprises. This person may approach in unexpected ways. They may seek contact. They may try to show in simple gestures what they couldn't say in words. Spirituality is opening doors, creating meetings, bringing opportunities, and it's up to you to be open to recognizing these signs and welcoming what is to come. Beloved being, perceive the beauty of this revelation. Absence, which seemed so painful, was the key that opened the heart. Longing, which seemed like just a burden, was the medicine that healed pride. Silence, which seemed empty, was filled by the voice of the angels. Now, everything converges to the same point: a renewed love, ready to flourish with even more intensity. The messengers of light say that this is the moment to trust. Trust in the universe, trust in time, trust in love. Nothing happens without purpose. What seemed like separation was just preparation. What seemed like loss was just learning. What seemed like an end was just a new beginning. Sweet soul, the angels also ask you to remember something important. The love that awakens within you does not belong only to one person. It is a flame that illuminates everyone around you. Use this energy to strengthen your relationships, to heal old wounds, to get closer to those you value. The absence that created longing in someone else can also serve as an inspiration for you to value even more those who are close to you now. Beloved being, the celestial guardians show that the greatest gift you can receive at this moment is the certainty that you are not alone. Even in absence, even in silence, even at a distance, spirituality was with you, sustaining, protecting, guiding. And now, this presence manifests itself in the form of a revelation. You are loved, you are remembered, you are essential. Sweet soul, this is the moment to lift your heart in gratitude. Be grateful for the longing that awakened feelings. Be grateful for the silence that brought clarity. Be grateful for the absence that revealed truths. Because every detail was part of a plan divinely conducted so that today you could hear this message. Beloved being, the messengers of light leave one last request for you. Do not keep this message just for yourself. Allow it to multiply, to reach other hearts, to heal other souls. Love is infinite, and the more you share it, the more it grows. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments. Love always finds its way. If you like this message, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages of light. The angels thank you for watching and await you in the next video.